It is time for a special edition of Litter Media Live. I'm Dan Ramey, and today we're talking about the Ross County Historical Society. And we're going to visit today with wonderful members who are leaders of this group. We're speaking with Dana Martinko and also Jamie Bliven. We'll be back to talk more in just a moment, right after this, from Pickaway-Ross CTC Adult Education.
Find a career you love with Pickaway-Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway-Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Not long ago, we were introducing you to the new director of the Ross County Historical Society, Darren Baker. He has recently departed and taken a teaching job over in Hocking County. That means somebody has to step up, and it's you two, right?
For now.
For now. But Dana, you've been involved with the Historical Society a number of years.
Yes.
But Jamie, you've been a part of as a curator for how many years now?
I've been there 31 years.
Has it been 31 years? It's incredible. We were talking a moment ago about when I first interviewed Jamie. It was probably 25 years ago, and so time flies. Yeah, so you had darker hair, and I had darker hair and more of it. But today we want to take a look at some of the exhibits that you have that are coming to an end, and we want to give people an opportunity to see those before you close.
Okay.
So what do we have on display right now?
So right now we have, I guess the hooked rugs would be the first thing that you would see when you came into the Heritage Center, and those will be up until the first week of September. Mm-hmm. And it's a collection. Dana, you might be able to say more about what the collection is, how we got it.
The rugs have all been made by members of the Rug Capital Guild here, First Capital Ruggers. Yeah. And one specific member, the lady who started it, Mary Ellen Sheridan, knew that we had no hooked rugs in our collection at the museum. Mm-hmm. So she was very kind and generous. She donated 7 rugs to start a collection at the museum. And she lives in North Carolina now, near Asheville, and she sent us 10 rugs, but said keep 7 of them to start a collection.
So do you get to pick which 7 you want?
No. She told us which 3 we needed to return. Yeah. But for people who don't hook rugs, it takes a lot of time to make a rug, a lot of effort, hours and hours if it's a very large rug. And we're very lucky that we have so many beautiful rugs to put up for people to see. So I hope everyone can come in and see them before that exhibit goes down. Yeah. They have about a week to get in.
Yeah. Having not seen the exhibit yet, have you incorporated how the rugs are made?
Yes.
Good, yeah.
Yes.
We did. We have one case that shows the different techniques and steps in making the hooked rugs. It's all made out of strips of wool cloth, which are pegged into a burlap or a heavy linen. Mm-hmm. And but the colors and it's just that very simple method, but what they can achieve is pretty remarkable.
Yeah. And I'm sure as things change, there's become machines that do this now as opposed to people that do it by hand, right?
Yes, but it's not quite the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
It takes longer. But again,
longer.
That hands-on is much different. Mm-hmm. It is, in some cases, it's probably even a better rug. Be my guess. Mm-hmm. Depends on the rug maker.
Right, yeah.
We even have an award-winning rug. It was made by Linda Litter. You might know that last name.
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm. And everyone should be sure to stop down and see all the rugs, but Linda has some very beautiful.
Several, yeah.
There, along with Mary Ellen's.
Oh, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
One more reason to get out to the Ross County Historical Society's Heritage Museum. Also on display, you have an agricultural exhibit.
We do. So that's it's called Almanacs and Implements, and we have a great collection of really early farmers' almanacs. I mean, everybody probably remembers the farmer's almanac, the little bitty paper almanacs. I think our earliest one is 1788, and they go up to the 1920s or something. So we have a big collection of those, but we also have agricultural implements from, I think we have a plow from the 1830s, which is pretty remarkable. It's in excellent shape. And grain seed fanning mill thing, contraption is really pretty cool. And just a number of other early implements. It's kind of fun to see.
We're coming up on harvest time, so if you want to see some of this stuff before the implements change,
right,
you want to get out and see this.
Right. This will be going down also very soon.
Yeah. Where do you store these items that may make a return again at another time?
That is an excellent question. We do, storage is always an issue with a museum in general, but certainly for us it is. We make room. We have some storage areas that are, some are better than others, but yeah, because we want them to stay clean and preserved and, like you say, use them for the future.
Yeah, you have to, for instance, storage units that we put our personal items in may not be suitable for some of what you're doing, right?
Yeah, the temperature and humidity are the biggest things. So.
Right. And I'm sure we've learned some of that through the library as well, the McKell Library. You've got to keep certain newspapers. Oh, yeah. And I tell you, if you've never seen the newspapers, you've got several newspapers that have been printed here. And to see them all where you can actually look at them, it's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, we do have a nice collection of early papers, and we have the Scioto Gazette bound editions until probably they stopped being bound. So fairly recently.
Right. What is ahead for you? You've got some displays I'm sure you're working on that's going to be the next run that we'll be hearing about.
Right. So where the agricultural implements is going out, we are putting in an exhibit yet to be titled, but it'll be on the Ohio militias of 1790 to 1850. So it'll be talking about the use of, it's like the National Guard of its time. It's not a standing army, but we're going to have uniforms and accoutrements and some firearms, but probably mostly uniforms and accoutrements and great artwork. We're going to have some help from Ken and Erica Osen, Erica's on our board. And they are well informed about the subject, and so they're going to be very helpful.
Yeah. I recall Pat Meddert telling me at one point in time about the militia that was gathered together for the War of 1812 and making its way from Ross County up to Lake Erie.
Yeah, that was a great one.
And that's something I never studied in school.
Yeah.
We had Ohio history, but I didn't learn that part.
And it's kind of between wars, so you don't study it very much.
Yeah.
But
a number of people donate things to you, and I'm sure there's things you may look at and like, oh, we could probably use this at some point in time, but you come across every once in a while a hidden gem. And do you have any of those that come to mind? What it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this has come across our table.
Well, we had one of the ones I remember distinctly was just one day I happened to be coming back to the museum from being out doing something else, working on something, and a guy just showed up with a sword and just said, here's an old sword. And he was getting ready to leave, and I said, wait a minute, you got to tell me all about this. Turns out to be a sword from the War of 1812, a beautiful engraved and blued sword that's in our exhibit now, but it was, he would just probably leave it on the doorstep or something and then take off.
Incredible.
Yeah, well, it's great. It's really nice.
And it's important for people when they do make a donation to tell you as much about it as they can, because you have to vet a lot of this stuff, I'm sure, but in the same respects, I don't know, it was in a locker that my grandfather had, up in his attic or whatever, Well, tell me more about it.
Exactly.
Yes.
The history or the provenance of the object is sometimes even more important than the object. And the object may be something very simple, but the history and how it was, went through the families and stuff like that are more important. But boy, anytime we can get an artifact, a great artifact with a great story and photographs or some imagery to go with it, we've got a whole exhibit right there.
Yeah. And forgive me, I jumped in. I know there's more displays coming up that you want to talk about, and I got excited about
That's right.
that first exhibit.
We do get excited.
We're going to do a coverlet.
Yeah, so when the rugs come down, we're going to do an exhibit. Well, as part of, I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Schmidt's Day.
Schmidt's
Or
Day,
I should say German Heritage
German
Day.
Heritage Days, and we have Schmidt's Sausage House truck come, and that's the 20th of September.
Friday.
And with that, we are going to put up coverlets. They're woven coverlets, and a lot of them were made by Germans of the area, or people that were from German heritage. So yeah, that'll be our next exhibit in that room. And then we have another exhibit that is in right now. It's called Songs and Strings. So that's on the second floor of the museum. And it's basically Songs and Strings, Ross County musical heritage. So it just shows some vignettes of different aspects of Ross County heritage, or Ross County musical heritage. There's some Appalachian dulcimers. We've got big band instruments. There's an old 1850s, 1860s guitar, which is really nice. Some stringed instruments. So that's a lot of fun too.
I know in talking with musicians who do the nightclub scenes and things here in Ross County, or they've been at the Majestic Theater a number of times, they've talked so much about the heritage of music here from, the 1950s up to today, and how beneficial we are to have had the history here, but we don't hear a lot about pre-1950s, musically speaking. So this interests me,
Right.
what you're putting together.
Well, and opera singers.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah, weren't there like
Early
5
on.
opera houses here at one time?
Oh, yeah.
Several.
And an opera house didn't mean that they were necessarily singing opera. It was
Right.
an entertainment venue.
I recall I was doing history, looking back, researching for Chillicothe High School football. It's 100 plus years now. And Pat Meddard was the one who shared with me about the opera houses. And then you had the opera house display.
Right.
And I was surprised, but that was the entertainment of the time, wasn't it?
Right.
And it wasn't just exclusive to the Majestic Theater.
Right.
There were other places.
Right. There were several other opera houses throughout the city.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you've never been to the Historical Society inside the Heritage Museum, you have a lot of things that are always on display that are very interesting. And I've talked to people that are not from here, and you have to be excited about the World Heritage designation. With all this coming together, people, you're a hidden gem here in Ross County.
We are. We definitely are. We have people coming from all over, all the states. Helped someone from Hawaii the other day.
Really?
Was in to do some research. We had somebody from Illinois came in for the manuscripts that we have, the illuminated manuscripts. The same day we had someone from up near Chicago who came to look at illuminated manuscripts in the McKell Library. So,
And you have a lot of prehistoric things, artifacts on display that are from the Hopewell era, and I that enthralls me as well when I step in and I see the pipes or the tools that were used back then, because I thought that was all out at the Hopewell National Historic area there, but you've got a lot of it right there in your location.
We have probably one of the best collections in this part of the state,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. So when those folks come from all over the world to see, they need to know, visit 104, but come down and go to West 5th Street.
Right. It's not, we don't have the mounds, but we have the artifacts that are associated with those people.
Right, right.
And it's more than, it's more than just the Hopewell. So we go back quite a ways. And
What is the oldest item that you have?
paleo, whatever, 20,000. I'm sorry. I don't know. But
I asked him too quickly.
he did. I have to look at a timeline. But way earlier than that. Hopewell.
Do you still have on display the diorama of what the downtown looked like in 1790 or whatever?
1803.
1803. I recall when we were having the state's bicentennial, I went down and saw that for the first time, and I'm like, wait a second, there are hogs along the paint street, But it was very rustic, and I guess is the way to say it.
It's pretty early. It's based on a description from 1811 of the downtown area.
Okay. And wasn't there like a body of water there that wasn't what we see now as Yaktangi Park Lake?
So there's, in the diorama, you'll see what looks like a pond in the middle of Paint Street.
Yeah.
And that was dug out to create a mound, prehistoric mound, and it just filled with water. It was always like kind of a messy hole, water hole in the middle of town.
I figured it was something where the hogs that were on display might go to.
Sure. Right.
Get a little refreshment. So and this past weekend we had sand on the street, so why not, right? Is there anything we have missed that you wanted to make sure people knew?
Well, I'd like to say we do have another facility. We have the Franklin House. And we're going to have an open house there September 14th. Is that correct?
Okay, September 14th.
Free for everyone to come see the Franklin House. That same day, we're also going to have the museum open for free. It'll be from 11 to 4 o'clock. And we'd like to invite everybody to come down to the museum and also to the Franklin House.
You get a chance to see the Franklin House, which is always available for tours, but is not always, central to the.
And I have to confess, I've never been inside.
Okay.
I've driven
You'll have
past
to be
it,
there.
but it sounds like September 14th is when I need to get there for
Yes.
sure.
It's a 1907 house, and it's in pretty original condition.
And it's located on
It's
the
80 South Paint.
South Paint.
So it's right across from St. Mary's Church.
Okay, okay.
I think often people come to see the museum itself, and we have so much to see that then they run out of time to go see the Franklin House. So we want to make sure that people have an opportunity to come and see that. There are beautiful stained glass windows, so I hope it's a sunny day and everybody can enjoy those windows.
Yeah, when you have the sunlight coming in, it brings out the beauty in those stained glass windows. Again, if you want to become a member of the Ross County Historical Society, what do you need to do?
Well, we'll have a membership table at the open house. They can always do it that way. They can stop by, they could call. It's very easy to become a member, very economical, and I think you get a lot for your money.
Yeah. And you've got a Facebook page,
Yes.
but you also have a website, correct?
Yes.
We do.
And what's that web address?
Ross County.
County
Yeah. Ross County
Historical.
Historical.
.org.
Yeah.
RossCountyHistorical.org. And if you forget that, just Google Ross County
That's what I
Historical.
was-
Yes.
That's what I do.
Yes.
It'll pop right up. How useful Google has been, right? So thank you so much for coming in and sharing with us today. And this is a reminder, get down and check out all this stuff. And again, September 14th will be the opportunity to see the Franklin House for free. But again, you've got the other displays we have talked about that are short-lived because you've got, if you're watching this in October, you missed it, but you want to see it before the
But
first
new
week of
ones will be
September
there,
is done.
so.
Yeah.
We have
always be
German Heritage Day coming up September 20th, and then we have a specialist coming in to talk about the coverlet display, and that's September 28th. And that'll be a sign-up. You can call the museum and sign up for that.
Yeah. Now, when you become a member of the Ross County Historical Society, you get a nice magazine that tells you what's going on. And so you'll be able to have that information on there. So make sure you become a member. They always need members. Thank you again for coming in today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Jamie Bliven and Dana Martinko. I'm Dan Ramey, and that's this special edition of Litter Media Live.